Oh, it was limbs o'clock.
Limbs o'clock.
It was it was time for limbs. It was limtastic.
Here we go indeed. This is the Pompey Pod, and this is the Champions edition up the Pompey. We are, if everyone knows, I'm not going to say if you don't know, because of course you know. This is the Portsmouth Pod. We are the pod that talks all about the now Championship side, Portsmouth FC. We are back in the Championship, 12 long years away. I'm Mike, and this is Dan.
Hi.
The right way. Sweet.
Yeah.
Hey Dan, how's things?
Hey. Very good, thank you.
Are you still on the crest of that wave? From
Tuesday night. Ain't been home since last night. Yeah.
I must admit, I did drink a little bit too much during the game, and I was quite ropey most of the day today. I had a few meetings this morning. It wasn't at my best during them.
No, it was very good, wasn't it?
It was very, very good. It was very good, but as we will come to in a moment, it actually wasn't very good, but it was very good. Yeah. It ended very, very well. But it actually was in true Pompey fashion. It kept us waiting.
Yeah.
But anyway, we haven't podded since before the Bolton game, so we will talk about the Bolton game as well as the Barnsley match. We will also have a little quiz, and we'll look ahead to the game at Wigen at the weekend, which kind of means nothing now, does it? Doesn't really matter. Doesn't matter at all. Let's start with Bolton. Quickly, we'll do a quick because it doesn't matter about Bolton anymore. It doesn't matter about Bolton anymore, does it? It's what are your views?
Yeah, it was all right, wasn't it? I think it was just all right. We got the point we needed. Yeah, could have been a lot better. Could have gone worse. So happy with a point. I think most people before the game said they'd be happy with a point, didn't they?
Yeah. So, I think a point was. I think a lot of people were starting to think we might win, but actually, I think a point was a good outcome on that.
Yeah, definitely.
Started really well. I thought Kamara had their fullback
on toast.
Beaten twice on toast. I nearly said that. I restrained myself, but he was just got ghosting past him really in the first 5 minutes, wasn't he? And obviously that led to our goal. They got back into it, and they were probably the more likely to score after that, weren't they?
Oh, I think definitely, yeah. I think they had the rest of the first half, didn't they? And then the second half was sort of, I think it was sort of 50-50 possession-wise, but they had the better chances. But then we had a couple of good chances. One good chance, maybe.
Yeah. They obviously hit the post with what's his face, Charles, and Bodvarsson really.
Oh yeah.
Cow's arse and banjo
comes
to mind. Jesus, there's one who's like 6 yards out, and somehow I wonder if it even stayed in the ground.
Yeah.
It went so high. It was ridiculous. Here's a question, and then we'll move on from Bolton. Did you think Santos was that comfortable against Yengi and Bishop? Because Bolton fans seem to think that he, was all over them. I thought actually there was one chance that Yengi could have got past Santos, and Santos actually brought him down.
Well, I thought he was rubbish the first time he played at them at Fratton Park. Yengi just dominated him, and then I saw him I watched one of their games against someone, and I can't remember who it was, but they lost or they drew. I can't remember. They dropped points, and he was poor again then. And then I saw a few comments from Bolton fans saying that he was good on last week, and I even saw one Pompey fan saying you've got to sign Santos up. He is the best player in the league, best defender in the league, championship quality by a mile. So I don't know. He must be a good player. I'm sure he is. I'm not going to rate him on the basis of 2 or 3 games, but I don't think he's been great against Pompey both times.
No,
I wouldn't say
he's clearly big, strong. I thought he played better that time against us. I wouldn't say he completely dominated, particularly Yengi as well. Yengi seemed to give him a bit of. In fact, even Bishop, who was conceding probably a good 5 or 6 inches in height against him, one ahead of against him at one stage. So I don't know. It wasn't 4-1. And another question, which kind of links the two games together, but just in your opinion, just how good is Abu Kamara?
Well, I think definitely the second half of the season he's been every time he gets the ball he looks dangerous, doesn't he? So, which is what we've wanted from him.
Seems to have found an extra yard of pace, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Just
very good.
Very, very good. Very good as well. And he was also instrumental against Barnsley as well. So let's move on to the Barnsley game. Go on.
I was going to say, with Kamara, do you think he'll be scoring for or against us next season?
Yeah. Well, I think if he leaves Norwich, if Norwich don't go up and he leaves them, I think he's going to be leaving them for possibly a Premier League club. I'm not necessarily saying as a starter, but I think he'll make a good squad player. He's young, isn't he? I think he could go to like a Palace or Everton or someone like that.
Do you think he's that good then?
I think he's not necessarily, like I say, not necessarily as a starter, but I think he's certainly got a lot of potential. Yeah, I think so. I think so. I don't know. It's difficult to tell, isn't it? When it's obviously when you see a player against League One opposition, it's difficult to see what they'd actually be like against a Premier League defender, because the step up in class is huge, isn't it? But I can't see, if Norwich don't go up, I can't see him letting him go. Obviously not on loan to us, but I think if he's going to be sold, he's going to be sold for 5 or 6 million plus, isn't he? Yeah. And I can't see us spending that sort of money on anyone.
No, I can't see Norwich going up though, as well. At the same time, no.
In the playoffs,
you've got.
And they are the form team in that league.
Yeah, okay. But I would say that teams like Scum and Leeds and whoever else is up there are better than Norwich.
Well, yeah, I would agree over the course of the season, but both Leeds and Leicester's form is pretty terrible, isn't it? So if they drop into the playoffs, then Norwich are, like I say, they're on a bit of a run.
And Norwich still relying on Pookie and that orange-haired American chap. American fella.
Darren Huckabee.
No, not that one.
Yeah. Who's the orange-haired American chap?
What's his name? Curly hair. Come on, you know.
Oh, I don't know. I can't
remember his name.
I'm in Norwich. Alexi Latlas. You're not thinking of
him? No, not that one. No, funnily enough. Yeah.
The bearded American. Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, Barnsley at home. Not the best of start. In fact, actually, before we talk about the actual game, what did you think of the lineup? 5 changes. Yeah. Switched Raggett and Shock to see in defence, which I have a theory for, by the way. But what did you think of that lineup?
I thought it was, when I saw it and there was 5 changes, I thought that's quite adventurous. And then I think that for once, Mousinho didn't pick a good starting 11. You know, he's got it right most of the time. And the subs that came on did do the job. Yeah. But I just wonder whether it would have been different if they'd started. I thought White was poor again. Really poor. And to the point where it looks like he can't even be asked, which is the really frustrating thing. There was one where there was a player right in front of us with the ball, and White was only a couple of yards away from him, but just sort of jogged towards him. Didn't put any pressure on him. And so many people around me were shouting at him. But I don't think, and he took Andrin off at half time, didn't he?
I
thought he was the best. I thought he was the best.
Yeah, he played well.
That come in, yeah. So it was a bit of a strange one. Oh, Lane, who was on the other side? Oh, we had Evans in, didn't we?
So we had Swanson in at right back. You had Evans in centre midfield, up top, and Lang came back. Was it? No.
Lang came on for.
Yes, he did. Yeah, tell Lang. Yeah.
It was White for Lane, wasn't it? White for
Lane. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So I think not the best starting line.
Too many changes, wasn't it? It seemed like too many changes. It seemed the first until, well, obviously the first 10 minutes or first 8 minutes until we equalised, we actually looked as if we were we were well off the pace, weren't we? Well off it.
Well, I thought we were poor up until they scored. I know that was early, and then we played well until we scored. So we played well for about 3 or 4 minutes, and then we were poor again much of the game.
Yeah. Well, until the penalty, really, wasn't it?
Until the penalty,
Until the penalty, it looked from the start they looked like they were going to score, and it wasn't a surprise when they did. But even then, if I'm honest with you, I was kind of a little bit concerned just because we weren't playing particularly well. But I wasn't that concerned because it was so early in the game.
Yeah,
we obviously got a quick equaliser, good finish from Yengi, I thought, and it's just a little bit nothing, wasn't it, from Pompey for a while. again, wide open for their goal that they went in front through.
Oh, that was really poor. In between the two defenders, just an easy pass, wasn't it? Sorry, no.
Yeah, no, go on. How did you feel about him celebrating? Not in front of his own fans. He ran straight past his own fans and went to the North Terrace.
Yeah, it depends, isn't it? Depends what he's probably getting.
A knob jockey thing to do.
Loads of, well, yeah, but you don't know what's being said. He's probably getting loads of that in his ear. So
he's the one who missed the one-on-one with. Well, I say missed. I thought it was a good save.
Yeah.
He did kind of hit it straight at him, didn't he? But it was I thought it was a very good save, actually.
Yeah.
Not quite. It's being described as being Schmeichel-esque, but
yeah, no,
it was good.
Not so much.
It was good. He stood up well. Penalty, yes or no?
From where I was, yes. And then when I seen replays of it from the referee's side, so we're at North Stand, so we all thought it was a penalty, and then the ref gave it. But then the only replays I've seen are sort of like from the other side, and it doesn't look like a penalty at all. So I think the referee might have just bowed down to a bit of crowd pressure to give that. But yeah, no, I thought it was from our side. It did look like he caught him and not the ball. Yeah, I don't know whether you would have seen that on TV.
I thought he did catch him. I think it was a pen, personally. I think it was. It's one of those where there's not a lot of contact, but I think it looks if there is contact.
Yeah.
And I think, again, if in a VAR situation, I think it's one of those that won't be overturned. It's not a definite no contact.
No.
And I don't think it was a dive, so I think I'd say yes. Not too dissimilar, I didn't think, to the Andrew one not long ago. I can't remember who that was against. But that was against Derby, wasn't it? And it wasn't given.
No, yeah.
There's two players. But anyway, so we've got the equaliser. Before we actually whilst we're talking about the ref, what did you think of the ref overall?
Yeah, just weird again. Just weird, just a bit.
Just going back to the Bolton game, that ref was possibly the worst, wasn't he? The Bolton ref. He for both sides, just being overly zealous about free kicks and stuff like that. People saying quick free kicks. No, we're not having quick free kicks. I've got to do my little bit of foam on the floor.
Yeah,
I've got to do my foam here. It's like, shut up, mate. Just get on with the game.
Yeah,
if they want to get on with it.
No, I thought he was all right. But just a bit too look at me, wasn't he?
Yeah, a little bit. We've had him before, and I remember him being a little bit indifferent.
I recognised him. Yeah, but even when we were 2-1 down, I still thought we would. I still thought we'd at least draw. Yeah.
I didn't think we would. I thought that would be it then. But then 89 minutes, big corner up from the back. Yeah. Describe the scenes as that went in, Dan. Describe the scenes that you witnessed at Fratton Park. Would you describe the limbs? Describe the limbs.
Oh, it was limbs o'clock.
Limbs o'clock.
It was it was time for limbs. It was limtastic. It was because after the equaliser, it was just full on people standing up, singing very, very loud, just jumping around, and then we got the corner, and then we scored from the corner. And everyone just went mental. It was really good, very good. Just people jumping on top of people and screaming, and then some people running on the pitch, which was
interesting.
Yeah,
I must admit, at that point when people started running on the pitch and the referee started taking people over towards the tunnel, didn't he?
Yeah.
And I thought, don't be too jumpy yet, because I thought if they don't get them off and then that's it, they're not going to end it.
I just thought, what? I mean, and it's not just me being my usual miserable self. There's like 1,000 people around me just going, "Get off the fucking pitch! Get off the pitch, you twats!" But I did just think, why? What are you doing going on the pitch now? Because you're going to run on the end. So it's just a few people trying to make it about themselves, isn't it? Although I did notice most of them were sort of 15, 16-year-olds, so you can sort of understand it. But then there were a couple of adults that just ran past. I thought, what are you doing, mate? You're about 40 years old. You've climbed over the barrier. But well done. But luckily it didn't last too long, and you had the Pompey players sort of shouting at the fans just to stay calm. Pack was telling everyone to calm down. So it was quite good.
And then final whistle, absolute scenes. Do you know what I thought it was what I thought was good is the fact that the Pompey players stayed in the crowd so long.
Yeah.
Obviously got up on shoulders. Paddy Lane was literally crowd surfing at one stage.
Yeah.
Which was immense. And then you just had everyone up on shoulders, and they it was good. What 10, 15, 20 minutes almost?
Well, at least because I mean I stayed there for sort of 15, 20 minutes, and then I started to make a move, and then all the videos I've seen, it must have gone on a lot longer. Must have gone on a lot longer because it wasn't. There weren't sort of like stewards around everyone when I was on the pitch, like cordoning them off. So yeah, it must have gone on quite a while, and like all the Instagram stories and things like that have been really good to watch. Have you seen all those?
Yeah, I've seen loads today. Yeah,
but I think it does just sum up a good team they are. That they're all getting in together, aren't they? And there doesn't seem to be anyone left out. Even like Towler, people like Towler and a couple of the other subs.
Even Miles Harris, I thought. Bear in mind, he's up with us long and he's not played a lot in recent weeks. I thought his response was very, very positive. Yeah, not even in the 16 or 18 or however many years. Yeah, he seemed very positive, and it just seemed like that. Like you say, that camaraderie seems to be really, really good, doesn't it? And like you say, even the players like Stevenson, Towler, as you mentioned Josh Mine, all of them. There doesn't seem to be any. It just seemed they were all very much up for it, weren't they? Yeah, it's very good. Amazing stuff. And we are back in the Championship. Over the next couple of weeks, we will talk about being back in the Championship, what we might well need for next season, and who will be making the step up. What we'll also be talking about over the next couple of weeks is next week, Dan, we'll have to put together our shortlist for Player of the Season, the Pompey Player of the Season.
Tough,
and then
isn't it?
Announce that the following week, which will be our final pod of this year. After
I can tell you who Richard. No, he's got out of my head. Who's our
Richard Hughes?
Yeah, Richard Hughes. I can tell you who he chose for Player of the Season.
Go on.
Connor Shaughnessy.
Did he? Okay. Where did you read this?
No, that was before the game in the in the bar.
In the program. In the bar. Okay.
Yeah. He said he would pick.
All right. Okay.
Choice.
He'll certainly be on the shortlist for us, I think. He'll be there.
Yeah.
He'll be in and around for sure.
Yeah. Got a good chance now, especially getting that winning goal as well. That might tip over the edge. Imagine if that's Raggett, eh?
Oh, sure. I think Raggett's in for a shout as well.
Oh yeah, definitely.
In for a shout as well. I think he's been consistent. I thought he was actually very good again last night.
Yeah,
against Barnsley. Speaking of, so Pompey Podcast. If you're not following us, we now have 569 followers on Facebook. Thank you very much to all of those. We've gained over 100 people since we were last recording, which is immense. Let's just have a quick go. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to have a quick shout out to a few of those followers, those new followers. Let's go. We're just going to shout out some names. We've got Patricia Hill has started following us. Mike Campbell. We've got Clive Bishop. Wonder if he's related to Colby. Thomas Copland. Kane Libby. Sam Bone. Keith Jenkins. Sean Galvin. Let's see who we get. Debbie Smith. And Debs. Yeah, Debs. Hello, Debs. Ross Forsyth, Aid Hurst, Alan Forbes, Paul Stokes, and let's go two more. A little scroll down, and we will go with John Morgan, and let's end with a female, shall we?
Let's end on a female.
Let's end with a female. Okay, we can't. It's going to have to be Riley Ashley Watson is our final shout out for this week. But thank you very much to everybody. We're well over 500 now, well on our way to the 600, in fact. If you are not following or on Facebook, Twitter, now on TikTok as well, or YouTube, do so. We're at Pompey Pod on all of those platforms. And
when do we go international? Oh, gone.
Well, it may not be too far away, because you know what happened this week? Not one, but 2 likes from the one and only Guy Whitnam. The one and only Guy Whitnam. I know.
Come on the show. 2. Get him on.
2. Guy, that's an open invitation for you. If you want to
Guy on
Pod, feel free. We'll pay you in wine, guns, and Percy Picks. There you go. How about that?
Yeah.
Guy, come on in. Come on. come on into the show.
Yeah.
Come on in. Come on in.
Whose house is he going to? Yours or mine?
The water's warm.
Yeah.
Okay, it's quiz time.
Terrific.
And I have a lovely quiz for you, Dan. As normal, we'll start with yours, though, shall we?
Yeah. So it's a nice and quick one this evening. I know I always say that, but it will be. It will be. So all this is I was going to.
No, is it numbers?
No, it's not numbers. No, it's Pompey player quotes. I'm going to give you a quote by I think they're all ex. Yeah, they're all ex Pompey players.
Okay.
I'm going to give you a quote. I'm going to give you two people. You have to tell me which person said that quote. Simple.
Lovely.
As.
Okay,
all right?
I like this. Good.
Okay, right. Number one. Team individual is what you want. It might sound daft, but there's a lot of sense to it. Team individualism is what you want. It might sound daft, but there's a lot of sense to it. Is that David James or Jamie O'Hara?
It's Jamie O'Hara, and it's sort of nonsense he'll come out with, surely.
It's not, but that was an excellent choice by me to put Jamie O'Hara as the
red herring.
As the red herring. It was David James.
David James. Come on, Jamie. What are you talking about?
Right, next one. 0 out of 1. Number 2. When they go on about diving nowadays and how bad it is, Vince Hilaire invented it. He used to be the only bloke I knew who could trip himself up. That was Mick Quinn or Kevin Ball.
It's Kevin Ball. I don't think Mick Quinn would say something like that. I don't think he would. I think it's Kevin Ball.
And Mick Quinn was sort of late Vince Hilaire days, wasn't he, as well?
Yeah.
Was Kevin Ball. You're right to go Kevin Ball. 1 out of 2.
Right.
Here we go. Next one.
Speaking of Vince Hilaire, we obviously had a chat about Vince Hilaire, didn't we? Or
we
that
did.
He was mentioned. And apparently he lives in Southsea still, which is nice. There you go.
Yeah.
We did say we'd mention it on the pod, so there.
Yeah.
Good opportunity.
Yeah.
Where are they?
In Southsea.
In Southsea.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Next one. And Giroud scored a brilliant header with the last kick of the game. Was that Chris Kamara or Paul Merson?
It's Paul Merson. It's got to be.
You'd think so. It was Chris Kamara.
I thought Chris Kamara seemed too much like
too
Chris
obvious.
Kamara, I think,
too
to
obvious.
say. Yeah.
Right. Next one.
All right.
There's only one person gets you sacked, and that's the fans. Was that Chris Kamara or Paul Merson?
That was Chris Kamara.
It was Paul Merson.
Okay.
1 out of 4. Right, last one. Last one.
Good.
See if we can get 2 out of 5. Okay.
Okay.
English football is hard work. You have to run all the time. Was that Robert Prozinecki or Nwankwo Kanu? What are you doing? Not Googling.
Well, it's no. I've just looked at my quiz and realised I haven't written the answers down.
English football is hard work. You have to run all the time. Prozinecki or Kanu?
It was 40 a day, Prozinecki.
Yeah, you'd think, wouldn't you? It was Kanu.
Oh my god!
So well done. 1 out of 5.
Well played. 1 out of 5.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
I know my Pompey quotes. If you can do better than 1 out of 5, or if you did do better, let us know in the comments, because that was a shocking display from me. All right. Well, Dan, what I've got for you today is, in his first season as Portsmouth manager, he's taken us up to the Championship. So I've got a quiz for you about how much do you know you're John Mousinho? John Mousinho.
No,
so
this is going to be bad, isn't it?
It's multiple choice, so there you go.
Okay,
so we'll see. So what was John's first professional club? Was it Wycombe, Brentford, or Stevenage?
See, this is the sort of thing that a proper Pompey fan would know. So I'm struggling. You'd think it was Stevenage. So we'll go Stevenage.
Stevenage is incorrect. He made 64 appearances for Brentford at the beginning of his career. Okay. Of the following 3 clubs, which did he make the most appearances for? Was it Oxford, Wycombe, or Burton Albion? Oxford United, Wycombe Wanderers, or Burton Albion? Played a lot of times for all three.
Oxford,
119 games.
Yes, that's plenty.
Burton Albion, 121. It's Burton Albion, I'm afraid. You're 0 for 2.
All right.
You're 0 for 2, because it's not 0, it's 0, isn't it? It's not 0.
Not A to Z, is it?
No, no, it's not. Okay. In which month, you should know this one. You know this
right, yeah.
In which month was John Massinio born? Was he born in April? Was he born in June, or was he born in August? April, June, August. April, June, or August?
If he was born in April, we've only got 2 weeks left. So I'm hoping that if he was born in the first half of April, I would have heard about it recently.
Might have been mentioned.
Bumping over it on social media, wouldn't they? So did we mention
there'd have been what?
Spunking. Did we mention it? Oh, now I'm starting to think. Did we mention it that it was his birthday? No, not the last 2 weeks. April and what? And June and August.
April, June, or August.
Why not July? Why have you missed out July? And May? What?
Okay.
All right. I'm going to go with June in the middle, like the chase, where they go, don't know the answer, so go down the middle.
Okay. He was born 1986 on the 30th of April.
I don't know why I thought that was going to sound like June. I don't know why I got excited.
The 30th of June. Yeah. Okay. 0 for 3. Here we go. This one you're going to get. How many clubs has John played for in total, including loans?
Okay.
Is it 8, 10, or 12? 8, 10, or 12, including loans.
Middle, 10. 10.
You're going 10?
12. Yeah,
final answer?
12. Not 12. Not 12. Definitely
not 12, not 8.
No, it's too young. Too young for 12.
He has played for 10 clubs. Yay! You are correct. Yay,
Back in it.
There you go. I won't list them. I was going to list them, but I'm not going to list them. And then final question for you.
Is it what colour are his trainers?
This is for the weekly win. It is not what colour are his trainers. Who did John score the most goals for? Famous goal scorer, not. But who did he score the most goals for out of these 3 clubs? Is it Burton Albion, Oxford United, or Stevenage?
So played more games for Burton and Oxford. So let's rule out Stevenage. So played slightly more games for Burton than he did Oxford. But I'm going to go mental and go Oxford. He scored a whopping 8 goals for Oxford. 7 goals for Oxford.
Okay, 7 goals in 119 appearances. You're saying 7 goals. Okay. So for Oxford, 119 appearances, 4 goals. Burton Albion, 121 appearances, 2 goals.
Don't mess me around.
Stevenage, 57 appearances.
Yeah, we're all right.
An incredible 10 goals in those 57 appearances. He's a little purple patch back in 2012.
Was he not a centre back?
He was. I think he was a midfielder.
CDM.
Oh, he was defender. You're right. You're absolutely right. Absolutely right. Yeah, no, 10 goals and 57 appearances. That's actually decent.
Yeah.
Decent return. So
fair play.
It's a draw. It's one out of 5 each, and we've drawn this week.
Wow.
Next season we're gonna have to keep score. We have to do 5 questions each, and we'll keep score. So you win.
Yeah.
Did you do better? Did you do better than me or Dan? Did you get more? You can't do much worse. Let's be honest. But let us know in the comments. Also, let us know who you would have on the shortlist for Player of the Season. We're going to put together a shortlist of 5 players next week for our Player of the Season. Dan.
Can I just say, I think John Massinio would have struggled with those questions. So I'd like to see you put them to him. I'd like to see you contact him.
Yeah, okay.
Through your mate, Corporal Punishment, and say, Guy, can you get these questions to John Massinio and see if he can answer them?
Yeah.
In fact, if you're out there, if anyone's out there who is close with John or has...
Maybe you work for the club. Maybe you're the press officer at the club, perhaps.
Ask him those questions.
Yeah, please do. Please do. And let us know. Better still, if he could record them, record a little message. I know he's not busy. So if you record a little message, then that'd be great. Thank you, John. We appreciate that. If you could get back to us, or Guy, see if you could answer those questions.
Guy, yeah.
Or
yeah.
Guy.
Are you there?
Okay. So that is it for our Champions edition of the Pompey Pod. We will be back again next week reviewing the Wigan game. Just very quickly, Dan. I know it doesn't matter, but we could get 100 points.
We could, yeah.
What, do you think? I don't think we're going to win both games.
Yeah, I don't know. They asked Mousinho that, and he was sort of like, they did ask him straight after the game, and he was sort of like, "Oh, I don't really know," but I don't know. It's a tricky one, isn't it? Because you either go, well, let's just give our fringe players a game, but then do you show respect for your players that have done it for you all season and stick with them? And I think he might do that. But
I think it does partly depend on how bladdered they got. As
yeah.
Well.
But because I think it's quite. I mean, I think they'll win against Wigan, and then it's just that tough game against Lincoln, isn't it? Because they're still very much
for a playoff.
So,
having beaten Oxford. Yeah, I agree. I think we will beat Wigan. I think. Yeah, I agree. I'd say the same. I think it's going to be a win and then possibly a defeat final day, or defeat or draw. I don't think we'll win at Lincoln. I think
no.
Depends.
Well, it depends. All depends what their next game goes.
What happens this weekend?
Yeah.
Could be a dead rubber, couldn't it? And a final question for this week: who do you want to come up with us? Who would you prefer, Derby, Bolton, or Peterborough? Automatically,
automatically, I think Derby. Yeah, I don't think, but I haven't been overly impressed with what I've seen with Bolton. I think Derby were the best team to come to Fratton Park. So yeah, I think automatically Derby.
Well, you think about it, the rest of the top six, the only one we haven't beaten is Derby. We've beaten all the others. We've beaten Peterborough twice. We've taken 4 points of all the rest, and we've had 2 draws with Derby. So I agree. I think Derby were the best team that we've seen against us. I'm not saying they are but then again, points would say they're also the second best team in the league. So at the moment, but
we haven't lost to any of the top. Obviously, not including us, but the top 7. We haven't lost to any of them. No, Lincoln. Lincoln beat us at home. Did they not? Was that the beat us? Lincoln, wasn't it?
Lincoln, did. Yeah.
So top 7 for once, because that's usually our downfall, isn't it? That we can't beat the top teams, but 4 points off Derby, 4 points off Bolton, 6 points off Peterborough. 6 points off Barnsley, 4 off Oxford. And
the Peterborough game for me was the game that I genuinely thought actually we're going up. That's the one I was most nervous about before the game. And then when we won it, I thought, do you know what? This is it. We're going up. We are going up.
Definitely.
We've just beaten, and they were on a good run of form at the time, weren't they, as well? And we went to their place. It was close, but we obviously beat them. And at that point, I thought, okay, this is it. We're doing it. We're doing it this year.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good. Okay, great. That has been the Pompey Pod Champions Edition. There will be a similar one next week, but for now, it's goodbye.
Bye.